Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, my pronouns are she, her, and this is my Flosstube series. This is episode number 21 of my Flosstubes, and I'm glad to be back with an update for you guys. We were on vacation the last week, and then the weeks before that, in between the last episode, were very busy. I couldn't tell you with what, but the month of October has already gone by in a blur. September as well. Today's date is Friday, October 18th. So it's been a little bit over a month, so about 5 weeks. So, sometimes I just don't have anything to update you with. So I haven't posted. And, but I do have some stuff to share with you now. So, I hope you'll join me and we'll go through my whips and everything and talk about some crafts, predominantly cross stitch. I do have some knitting this week for you, and yeah, I'm really excited to be back to share the Flosstubes. So first order of business would be a new start. So this one I'm very excited to show you for a lot of reasons, because I love this pattern. Stick that somewhere safer. That's not it at all. Or a little better. Okay. So this is my start for Autumn is as Joyful. I'm doing this with some friends. My friend Stephanie from Pocket Ready Crafts wanted to do this as a sal for her birthday. And I had to join in. I love this pattern, and it's my first Leela Studio, so this is a Leela Studio pattern, and I don't have a printout of the cover, but I'll try and insert a picture. It is very big. This is so much fabric hanging here. So it's not a ton, but it's really, really fun. I am really enjoying working on this. It is definitely the right autumn vibes. Right now, it has started getting a little cooler. I had to pull out a long sleeve shirt today. So yeah, this is my start. This is the top left corner. Some leaves, and I thought that was an acorn at first, but it's just two little leaves on it. And then the first medallion. This is deceptively large. I thought I could definitely finish this chunk. I like the idea of breaking up the pattern into the little different motifs and medallions, but this has gotta be like, this whole thing is like 600 stitches, and I thought I could finish it in one night, and it was more than I thought. So this is about 200-ish stitches here. 251 is this whole thing, so I would say the whole little emblem there is about, I would predict 600. We'll see. But yeah, a new start. I really like working on it. I did post when I started on my Instagram, and then when I post for this again, even though I'm really bad at posting on Instagram, but I'm using the hashtag Squirrely Stitching Sundays. I think that's what I'm going with. And then Stephanie also has a hashtag for the birthday sal, and I will put it down below because I'm so bad at posting on Instagram, I don't remember what the hashtag is, but I do have it saved. So I will put it in some text down here. Yes. And then one of the other things about this project that I'm actually really stoked about was I had a burst of creativity. Just found some Halloween candy in my stitchy bag. That's awesome. Okay, so I don't know how or why I thought to do this, but I made my own autumn-themed flush drops. So I have, for some reason, I have a bunch of scrapbooking paper. I have a bunch of cross-stitch too, but I have a bunch of scrapbook paper in a drawer waiting to be used. And what I did was, this you might recognize. That's Luna. It's Rachel Ray's dog. It's a little emoji that she uses on Twitch. This is Rachel Ray's emoji of her dog Luna. And in a giveaway that I won on her channel, she sent me this precious little floss drop. So what I did was I took this and I used it as a template on my scrapbooking paper. And then I cut them out and I laminated them. And now I've got these really rad floss drops for this project. I need to do the rest of them. It's a very manual process and kind of, I haven't finished them all yet, but I'm really pleased with myself. I did this, you guys. I made this. Got some kind of foil there. It really matches the colors of this pattern for sure. And some plaid with some copper foil. So these turned out really well. And I thought I wanted to test out to see if the lamination would be too stiff to use with the floss. Because if it ends up like really shredding my thread up or something, I don't want to keep doing it. But if this ends up being successful, I could maybe use these, make some of these as table gifts for Stitch North. It's a thought I had. I'm kind of, we're in research and development mode at this point, but I have so much scrapbooking paper that's not getting used, so this could be something. And I do need to finish the rest because a lot of these were already bobbinated. But this is a very manual thing that I gotta draw out the shapes and cut them out, and they're double-sided. They are double-sided, so I glue them together. Some of the paper is already double-sided, and some of it is plain on the back. So these I have like glued together, or I could leave the back blank and just use the floss number / name on the white side maybe. But yeah, like I said, we're kind of trying out to see if this is a good idea. So far it's working really well. So I don't know. I think this was pretty cool, and I'm absolutely loving this project. I've worked on it a bunch the past several Sundays, and it is like the quintessential fall or autumn, same thing, project. So when I'm feeling the autumn vibes, then I reach for this one. Absolutely. Get back in its bag. So, absolutely loving that project. It has really kind of grabbed my attention a lot since the last episode. I worked on it 5 days. So, okay. So what I just showed you for Autumn is Joyful, 763 stitches, so not too shabby. I did get this from Leela's Etsy shop, so she seems to pretty consistently have some coupons for that, and since I bought it directly from her, I have the PDF. It's fully imported into Pattern Keeper, and I love that. It's the way forward. This is the way. It's awesome. Okay, so it's a rave. Absolutely love it. So Steph really picked a good one. So the next project is actually really similar. For the fall times. And that is Maple Lane. So since I last shared this project, I filled in a good little bit of, I don't know if the leaves were there or not, but I did a lot of the top of the trolley. This is all fill in, very color blocky in that part of the pattern, but I did the top of the trolley and the top of the coffee booth. It is very color blocky. And it matches my nails. Check that out. Okay. So according to Pattern Keeper, this is 37.8% done. So I've got about like half of the actual street. And then the top and bottom, it'll say Maple Lane, and there's a bunch of like golden orangey trees. So, and I did finish the trolley conductor a little bit. And like, look at her big old head and teeny tiny little body. If that's not just adorable, I don't know what is. They remind me of Funko Pops, which I do enjoy. So yeah, just making a little progress. I got some ginger hair coming out there. It's tail I gotta tuck back in. But yeah, I did get a little bit of progress on this since the last episode. I did a little over 300 stitches. So pretty good for me. It's like a really pretty like scallopy border on the top of the trolley. So yeah, I just love it. I love it so much. My absolute favorite designers ever. Also, I will be purchasing, on an absolute side note, but I just thought about it, otherwise I'll forget. I am going to be purchasing a ticket for the Jingle Ball from Lindy Stitches, the autumn... No. Frosted Pumpkin. Did I say Autumn Lane? It is the Frosted Pumpkin. The Frosted Pumpkin, Ashley and Amanda are going to be at the Jingle Ball. I'll rewatch that. So yes, I will be there. Probably just a general admission ticket. But I can't wait. I'll see you there. Yeah. That is the Frosted Pumpkin. I know we'll be seeing more from them. Actually, let's just do it now. I've got my tablet in front of me. Okay, so next would be the Arctic animals. And these aren't in any particular order. I just figured since we just mentioned them. Last time, I had a little bit more of the... This is the bottom of the caribou. And then I filled in the rest of his iceberg, I guess. His little stand, his platform, his stage. And I filled in a lot of his body. His, her, its. So. And I haven't even downloaded the most recent drop. I think there was a break in the drops, maybe. Since I'm so behind, I'm not really keeping up. But I realized that, like, I hadn't seen an email from them in a while. And I was, like, kind of panicking. But there was one a couple days ago. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. And keep working on it. So the next one would be some puffins. And they are adorable. But yeah, I got a good bit done on the caribou, and the rest, it's got like a really big bubbly head and antlers up here. So I'm going to look into getting bigger hoops, but I am a little bit on a spending diet for non-essentials because I know I mentioned we just did a vacation, and so that was a little expensive, so I'm gonna work on what I've got. Only essentials. You heard it here. Maybe you guys can be like accountability buddies. So this was roughly 250 stitches. since the last update. So it's been a minute since I picked this up. I've really been leaning towards my Autumn is as Joyful, which is kind of out of character for me, but I've got to, maybe I'll work on it this weekend. I hope. That would be nice. So yeah, I almost have a caribou. Super duper cute. I am really loving it. Things are going good. It's been a little busy, but not too bad. Okay, and then I did work on this, but this is Tonight Rewrite. I didn't remember to count my stitches or anything like that, so I didn't do a whole lot, but I did fill in this little owl, or the shadow of an owl, silhouette of an owl, and the tree branches that it's sitting on. So I think I might pull this one out tonight if I have time after I edit this mess. Fingers crossed. And fingers crossed that I don't lose my audio again, because that was embarrassing. But yeah, just a little bit of progress. I don't know how many stitches I did. I meant to count them, and then I got tired, so I went to bed instead. But yeah, I'm working back up. This is a fairly sparse area. I should have flipped my camera. I'm kind of working backwards here, but we're in this general area. See this little guy. So get this filled in. Oh, there's a whole nother witch. I thought I got them all. Okay, never mind. So there will be another witch out on her joyride on her broom. So I am loving it. I have neglected to mention anything about the fabric that I've been working on these projects. This is Pumpkin Patch from Bestitch Me, and it's a 16 count Ada. And this is just a whole lot of DMC 310 mostly, which is nice. I do kind of enjoy a limited color palette occasionally. And then, as much as I am one to stick to the vibes of the season, this was waiting for me. Like, I literally did not put this up before we went to Florida. And, oh, that's not good. Stab myself with a needle. Okay. Tiny Town. So, it's October, so of course I pulled out the Valentine's Day project. Or I should say the Valentine's Day project was waiting for me because it was right in my chair. I didn't even have to get up. So in the last episode, I had finished most of the little hill and this house. So I'm moving on next door. And I have a few tail. Let me get rid of that. I hope it's not washing it out too much, but this is a white and then like a kind of bricky reddish color. So not a ton, but I did get most of this stitch, most of the house. So I'm trying to like break it up into just a little, you know, one building at a time. But this was about 124 stitches. And I just love this project so much. Which is fitting because it's about Valentine's Day. My 30 count pink mystery linen. If you couldn't tell by looking at me, it's my favorite color. And yeah, it's just going really well. So looking at the pattern, I'd say I'm about 2/3 of the way done. Maybe I can show you. Do I have the actual cover? Yes. So I have up to here. This, sorry guys, I don't, why is this so hard? Yeah, I just have these two houses left. Is that right? That is right. It looks like so close, but it'll still be a good bit before it's done. But that is kind of encouraging. I'm closer than I thought. So cool. I love that. I do love this project. It's like trying to pick your favorite child, though. How can I give, you know, there's ones that they just all call to me, and it's hard to give them all enough attention. But they're all getting worked on. So that is everything for cross stitch. We don't have any trips planned for another couple months, so I'm hoping to hunker down and hibernate and not go anywhere or do anything or spend any money for a while. I'm going to have to buy Christmas presents, though. Crap. Alright, so the first knitting project I'm going to talk about here, make sure these point stoppers are secure, because if these stitches jump off the needle, I will cry. I will. So, last time we chatted, did I take my progress keeper off? No, I didn't. Okay. This was last episode where we started, and I am about halfway through a round. So I got to the end of the stockinette chunk boring slog. That's why. And I'm now working on the high-low hem. I've done all my wrap and turns and my short rows, and now I'm going through and picking up the wraps. So that's really cool. This is all I have left of my first skein of mohair. No, not mohair. Truffle cashmere. It's a Surrey alpaca. Merino cashmere. Yes. 81% superwash merino, 19% cashmere. I've actually never used mohair. I hear that some people are very sensitive to it. So I was a little apprehensive about trying that, but I'm ready to wind up another skein of the mohair to keep going. That's mostly why I stopped, and because we went out of town. So this, ooh, wow, okay. Let me collect my thoughts. So I am working on picking up the wraps for the short rows, and I will say that is deceptively difficult. As I'm working, sitting here, I can see, yep, that right there is the wrap. But then when I get to it, when I get right up to it, somehow I cannot decipher what is a wrap and what is not. So I may or may not have picked up more than what I was supposed to, or less, maybe. I feel like I erred on the side of caution and did too much instead of not enough. But I think it'll be okay. And once I finish picking up the wraps and turns, I'll be ready to start sleeves. Isn't that amazing? So let me show you this. And it's a little tight on there. Okay, so pretend it's not a hot mess, but we're getting there, you guys. That's pretty cool. And this is the truffle cashmere and spruce sock from Treehouse Knits. Yes, spruce sock. A 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon from Treehouse Knits. I'm a big fan. Yes, it's called, the color is the Money Beats from the Office collection, which I love The Office. It's a very nostalgic show for me. Big fan. And the pattern is designed by Tin Can Knits. I I think everyone and their mom has knit this sweater at this point, but it's really pretty and pretty easy. And I really like the way they write and structure their patterns. So I can't talk about it more highly. I really love it. And yeah, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point. So let's move on to the last project of knitting that I worked on. I'm gonna have to use a magnet. I can't pick that needle. There's a needle in my basket. I don't have the nails. Are not working for me. Okay, so this one is the Bridget hat. I'm going to try. Okay. Nothing. Okay. So last time I showed this hat, and I did watch my last video back to see what all I needed to talk about today, kind of where I was and all that good stuff. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna put this inside out and then be knitting the wrong direction or something. Yet again in the middle of a round. So last time we were down here, and I did a few rounds of the cable pattern of the body of the hat. Wow, this is pulling really, really like a true blue, but it is like a jewel tone royal purple. It is truly purple. I'll try and insert a better picture. But yeah, the cables are slow going, like I said in my last episode. But I really do like how this has turned out. So, yeah, I'm getting there. It's slow and steady. That is, how I roll. So I kind of have to hype myself up to work on something, because otherwise I'll just like talk myself out of trying something new or something. So I will bust this out every once in a while. And I just love the cables. It looks so good. So speaking of cables, the next thing on the agenda, and this yarn is from Plymouth or Rowan. I do this every time. You think I could remember, but no. Plymouth yarn, DK Merino Superwash. Oh, in the color Wisteria. Oh, please. Sorry about the interruption. My boyfriend just walked in the house. So, we had a little catch up. So I think I mentioned the yarn for the Bridget hat. And then let's transition to plants. So I don't have any haul. So, yay. Good for me. But plans, it is getting alarmingly late in the year. So we are approaching the holidays. And that means I had better get busy on Christmas presents. Fortunately, there are not very many people that I would hand make things for, but I do have a few. And I had better get busy. No idea if they watch these all the way through, but I do plan. I have a bunch of yarn that I'm going to use to make some super bulky beanies that I have got some patterns. They've got some really cute chunky cables. It should be good for Georgia winters. So I'm going to get started on those sooner rather than later. I'm going to have to set myself several reminders, because I'm just going to want to work on all of this for myself. And I will. But the clock is ticking. Everyone else is just getting a gift card. So that is my only concrete plan. Other than that, you know, I do need to restart Urduja soon. It is kind of, I think I'm gonna have to get a bigger hoop. I need to invest in a bigger hoop, maybe even a Q-snap. I'm not sure I would enjoy that, but regardless, I need more Nurge hoops. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and bite the bullet and get more Nurge hoops. I did order a pack of the very large ones, and those were actually too big for me. So I sent them back to Amazon. So hopefully soon-ish I will be able to order more hoops, because I'm not really a fan of moving them from project to project. So getting a restart on Urduja is high on my priority lists. Other than that, I just need to, you know, keep doing what I'm doing. So the next segment would be books and TV and other media. I did do some reading while we were in Florida. I actually didn't do any crafting while we were down there. Even though I did take some knitting, it just didn't speak to me. So I did read Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. That is the second book in the Darkest Minds series. It was a good book as far as something to do while I was hunkered down in a hotel during a hurricane. If you were impacted by hurricanes Milton or Helene, my heart does go out to you. I did see some of our friends in Tampa and Clearwater had lost power, and you know, it was a pretty bad situation. So I from the bottom of my heart, I truly sorry and hope that everyone is okay and safe and healthy. So we were in Orlando during Milton, so we couldn't leave our hotel room for a few days, but we were perfectly safe. We didn't lose power or anything. So while we were there, I did a lot of reading, and I read Never Fade. It was a good distraction to keep me from panicking, but maybe I'm too old for it, but it just felt like a very generic YA futuristic dystopian, kind of lazy, I guess. And I like this author. I like the other stuff she's written, but this series is just formulaic, I think. Will I finish the series? Maybe. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like the best thing I've ever read either. It was like a 2.5 stars, honestly. And if you loved it, that's great. So, what else did I read? That's about it. It has been a minute, so I'm having a hard time remembering. So I'm going to end it here, and I hope to come back with some more updates soon, and hopefully I will see you at the Jingle Ball. And if you wouldn't mind, please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. Share my channel with your friends. And you can keep up with me on Instagram down below as well. Working on getting better at posting more frequently there. So yeah, I look forward to talking to you all in the next one, and take care of yourselves.